Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the process video for Smash That Small Paper Pad. So there are 4 videos total. This is the first process one, and you could watch the project share video at the very end of this or beginning. It doesn't matter how you do it, I don't think. In the process video, I'll show you what I did and give you a little more insight into what supplies I used. This paper pad was very different than a lot of the other ones. It wasn't a fancy designer one. There were very plain papers and then some lovely patterns. So when I looked at it, it was obvious to me how I wanted to use the papers. Oh, and they're single-sided. So it was obvious to me. I took the solids and made those my background layer on my cards. Then I had a bunch of this coppery paper that I wanted to use, and I used the pretty patterns as the smaller front. If you have questions about my measurements or anything like that, for the most part, they were the same, and I just go a 1/4 inch smaller on everything. Sometimes I mess up, and so things are different sizes, like those. But I didn't get real fancy with the card styles. I have tons of fall embellishments, and I knew that if I laid out a whole bunch of card bases, I could cover them up. If I was worried about ephemera or something like that, I might have changed my style a little different, and I would have stamped a lot more images and thought about those more. But I knew that I had leaves and leaves. I have containers I didn't even open. I'm always a big fan of the florals or the patterns that bring in multiple colors, because it just opens up so many options with ephemera and different things, and I think they're fun. I like that plaid, but then I like the tone on tones too, so I don't know, maybe I just like them all. So the fact that these papers were single-sided and either had what I would call a solid or a larger print on them made it super easy for me. I just went, okay, solids are backgrounds, that larger print is the front, and I just started chopping. If I was doing a giant batch and I wasn't filming, I love to set up a 6-foot table and lay them all out, and I'll make all the fronts and then I'll decorate them all. I think I have a winter video from a couple years ago where I just had a couple tables set up and had a great time. It's just harder to film that way, so it's tricky to share. Then I'm bringing in some papers from other pads, not just the one that I was officially smashing this month. And they were some honeybee pads that had a couple of pieces. I mean, like 2 pieces, 4 pieces, nothing major. And I'm just mixing them in and making sure that before I start gluing things together, I have used some of my favorite papers with things I really like them with. That tree paper, turns out it was not really the orange in the background, so I tried to find something with it. Now, I don't usually put adhesive on a whole bunch of cards at once because it just never goes well for me. I end up with it stuck to my hand or whatever. So I sped that all up because I do them one at a time, and I didn't want you to have to watch that. When I lay them out on a big table like I was talking about, then sometimes I'll go down the row and put adhesive on 4 or 5 or 10 of them. But with my arm in the filming area and working in a small space, I'm just too klutzy. I can't pull it off. So I usually don't do a bunch. When I used to use double-sided adhesive where you had to pull off the white strips, I would prep a bunch of them at once, but with my ATG, and ATG is pretty sticky. I mean, if it gets stuck, sometimes it ruins the paper, so I didn't want that. Notice that yellow thing that says hello. We're going to talk about that at some point in one of these videos. Now I'm looking at, okay, what else do I have to work with? What haven't I chopped up? And what other things am I bringing in? The pumpkin pie paper up there in the left-hand corner and the stripe, that came in Happy Mail from Chica Chats, and I wanted to use that. I took a break, well, TV break, right? And I glued a whole bunch of ephemera to that coppery paper, and then fussy cut around it. It's not nearly as horrible as it sounds. You're TV watching, you're not in a big hurry, and you just cut around it. I also used that gold pen and traced borders and leaves and different things here and there just to add some more interest. So that's how I'm going to say jazz up my ephemera and also give it a little more backing and make it more substantial. It's fall, y'all, and the pumpkin both have it around the edge, ties them into the rest of the card, and it makes them more sturdy. So if you do want to pop things up or layer things, you can. I have acorns and pumpkins and just bits and bits. I throw fall back in a tub at the end, so it's just a buildup. Last year I made, I think, 4 or 5 gratitude journals, and it was really late in the season. I was having a great time. I mean, it was November. By the time I listed it on Etsy, it was way too late. I think there might be one left right now because I relisted them for this year, but that left me all sorts of bits of fall. And it's fun. Then those leaves Andrea gave me sometime during the year. She didn't love them, and I inked them up, and I knew they would get used. Enamel dots are a great way to add some interest, not make it gender specific, and they mail well. They're not too tall. You know, some people don't like the shine of them or different things, but oh, that's just cute. Isn't it cute? I get excited about fall. Okay, this is an ephemera piece from something from last year. It says lovely on it, which I don't know, for about 2 years, it seemed like almost everything said lovely. And we've talked about this before. Lovely, gather, cheesy things that don't apply. There's a leaf going right over there. Do you need a leaf with your flowers? No, but you're not really going to notice. And then I'm going to take a brad that I had wobbled, bent back and forth the backing, and then I filled the back with glue dots. So what I do is I take glue dots, I use my thumbnail, and I roll up however many I think it takes to fill that up, but not make it lumpy. If they're really lumpy and weird, it will like bounce back out. Kind of like a trampoline or a yo-yo or something. It just won't stay where you put it. So just enough to fill in the back and stick on. You could also use foam tape. If you don't have glue dots, I'm sure foam tape would use. You just have to trim it and fiddle with it a little bit. And then speaking of foam tape, I'm using some. I have not used much foam tape at all since COVID hit because I was keeping things so much flatter. This is a fairly thin foam tape. It's much thinner than like the super glue brand that they sell at Dollar Tree. And once you put those metal brads and stuff on a card, they get kind of persnickety about mailing them sometimes. So I just thought, let's go for it. And, well, maybe we need some enamel dots too. All these enamel dots came from my friend Andrea recently, and so I'm just using them. I don't necessarily know graphic design or any of that. I just throw things on there and have fun. I was trying to figure out how to use that give thanks. I really didn't want to cover up the squirrel, but you can see what I do. I just take different things and lay them on top of each other, and then sometimes you can hear the music and you go, oh yeah, that's right. I just showed you a leaf and my gold pen, and I'm setting it aside. What I'm doing is, this is a lot of cards to make on camera, and to make you process videos, I'm setting aside stuff I want to do while I watch TV. So I did the fussy cutting one night. I'm going to take my gold pen and prep it. Sometimes I take the layers of the cards and glue them together. That's one thing I did quite a bit throughout this video, is I didn't actually glue the card to the card base. I just went, okay, you get a cream card base, and set it aside. That wood chip, I'm a little confused at how to use it, and I'm trying to figure it out. Glue dots give you a little bit of dimension. They lift stuff up just enough so that if you want to go over a layer of paper, my glue dot got a little unruly, I had to trim it down. If you want to go over a layer of paper, then a glue dot might be exactly what you need, less than foam tape. Does that make sense? I didn't want the wood leaf. It's a very thick leaf already, so I didn't want it to have a lot of height, but I had to get it over like 3 layers of paper. And the glue dot was perfect for that. I use glue dots a lot for a spacer. Essentially, that's what they are for me. There we go. I love that one. I absolutely love it. I don't know why. I can't tell you from color or composition. I don't know any of those fancy things, but I know that I love that card. And then I just put some kind of strange dots on it. Okay, gather. We've talked about that before. I'm not a gather fan. And then I put the one embellishment on it and I didn't feel it at all. And then I put this little tree on it and I was like, oh yeah. If you have embellishments that you like I love that little tree, but it's kind of small. It wouldn't be substantial enough on the front of a card, right? You could glue it on the inside of a card, you could layer it up on something else, but it needs to be built on something if you want to really use it on the front of your card. So 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm covering up the word gather, and I got my little tree to be an embellishment on the front of a card. A little tiny bit of the swirl, scoop, or whatever of the G showed out from under that tree. You would never notice. When I was zoomed in, you probably didn't even notice. It's just, like a little black line. The wood grain piece of paper, that is trash from my friend Noni. I don't know if she was making fences or dog houses or what, but she had trash and I took it. Then I played with that other tree on it. It was too big, especially because I wanted to use the wood grain, and I think this one just pops on the wood grain. Then I'm digging through this is a Dollar Tree photo album, and I fill it with die cuts. It was at one time only sentiments. It's not quite as organized as it once was, but for the most part, I typically just cut sentiments in advance, but maybe I cut 2 or 3 dogs and I had a spare one, so I saved it. I walked away from that. I was super tired, and then come back later and we'll see how it turns out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.